Hi guys, I just want to go over a little bit about the process of how we created Rookies. Give you a little idea about what we went through doing the carvings and whatnot. Rookies started off as a process known as lost wax casting. It's used in jewelry. I learned how to make jewelry from my dad when I was younger. I learned how to carve with wax with items like this in extreme detail. And so that's where I dug from when I decided to go ahead and start the model for Rookies. And what we did was we just cut out circular pieces of wax out of sheet wax, such as this, and started carving out sections using a drill press with Forstner bits and cut blades to create the size and shape and get some kind of a machining process down. Without a CNC machine, this is the only equipment I have. It kind of is a long process and a lot of trial and error, lots of discs that get malformed and whatnot trying to do it. But what we're trying to come up with is perfectly cut pieces to create the models, and that gives the basis for the inside of the model itself to match where the analog joystick will go in. And then we come up with design work for the outsides. This is some of our newer designs. They are in process right now, and still look a little bit rough and whatnot. There's some detailing and such to go on it, but as you can tell, it still has the same basis as the core for making the Rookies, with a little bit of detail added to it, using a process of mold making to create intricate details and whatnot. We come up with pieces made out of cast rubber that we can mold these shapes with and whatnot, and then stretch them around the core of the Rookies, and gives us extra edges and whatnot for the leverage that we're trying to create on the design, and gives us a little bit of fun to play with. So those are some of the pieces that are in process right now, and we've been casting using a two-piece mold for the Rookies. This is the one Rookies mold that I'm using right now. Casts seem to come out pretty detailed, and it's a pretty mundane process. The casting process for it is fairly specific in measurement, but it's not the same as what a manufacturer would do, which they would use a vacuum chamber, and they would use injection ports and solid cut stainless molds and whatnot, to make the process a little bit easier, more detailed, and perfect lines on everything. With what we do here, we aren't capable of doing that. Right now, the temperatures out here are probably stretching over 100. Not quite. 99 degrees in Vegas right now. And it's not. Oh. 99 degrees in Vegas right now. And much hotter here in the garage, where we have no temperature control or whatnot. It also has an extreme effect on silicone and RTV. You tend to get more bubbles in the product that we actually unmold. Takes a lot longer for things to cure and whatnot. So what we do is we pour out here, and then we take it inside in an AC environment. Gives it a chance to cure properly. We tend to have a lot more bubbles, but the process still is not 100% exact. And after we pour, it usually takes up to 6 to 8 hours to get the casting to cure. And then once we pull it out, we have no clue what we're looking at. I'll show you some of the failures and what we deal with on a daily basis. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and pour one of these molds, getting product ready for our next event. Now that we have that, that will sit more than likely overnight, and we'll peel the product out in the morning, give you a good idea of what we came up with from the pour, and then cast again, get another one. We need 2 of them per controller. For the event that we have coming up, we're probably going to have about 10 pairs, and after the ones I've handed out for testing, I probably have about 4 right now. So we have to make sure that these come out right every single time if we're going to be able to make it for this event. This right here is pretty much the electronic basis of how we do things here. It's the only real equipment that we have that is helpful for us. We work in wood, metal, and plastics and whatnot, doing all different kinds of stuff, fiberglass, just whatever we want to create, we go ahead and do it here at the Mad Scientist Labs. And we are all self-taught on everything, so every once in a while things kind of come out a little bit funny, but we figure it out, and we've created some pretty cool stuff here. So we got a little bit creative when we were trying to make the designs for these. Without a CNC machine or anything like that, this is the best that we could come up with. What we have is just a regular drill press. We use cutout bits to create the shape of the items. Then of course the interior dimensions of the product are extremely specific. Has to fit the product or the analog joysticks very, very correctly. So we machine them out with Forstner bits to create the wax circles, and that's where we start off with putting those together to create the model. Of course, they don't always come out exact, so then we have to go to hand tools, which we use dental scrapers and whatnot, create a little bit more of a wider opening. We'll cut them short, cut them a little bit smaller than they need to be, and then hand carve them out so that they're the right size. And along with that, we have a small belt sander, a hobby belt sander that we'll take off little bits at a time, so we can slowly process the wax into the right shape that we need to make the model that we want. And this is one of those items that was created on that machine, just using cut-off bits and Forstner bits to make it happen, and then shaping it a little bit by hand and smoothing it out.